Hey, Vern, make sure you got the mute button ready.
Okay. I'm just go. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to TeamBoydTV presents the Playoff Spectacular. I'm your host for the evening, Vernie B, and I will let my analysts introduce themselves. I'm going to start off with Mr. Glass. Go around, fellas, and let them know who's here.
Hi, this is Glass from TeamBoydTV. Glass from GetWittedSports. Place where you get your sports with a little swag. And all I got to say is...
We got props.
Omaha!
We throw it in the props early.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so. Who's up next?
Louie.
Am I on? You ready for me?
Yes.
This is your man, Louie Tee, from the Louie Tee Network, host of In the Lab Room. Finally here on TeamBoydTV. I've been waiting, patiently waiting. Here I am. Let's get it on.
Yeah, it's your boy, Big Q, TeamBoydTV. Oh, am I muted?
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you fine. Yeah.
I don't think they can hear me.
We can hear you.
You can hear me, right?
We can hear you. We can hear you fine. We got you.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Yeah, you good. You're all right.
All right.
Hey, this show started off as a disaster, but it's good though. It's cool.
It's all good though. It's all in the spirit of football.
It actually is in the spirit of football. It's your boy Big Q, TeamBoydTV. I actually get to sit over here and talk junk with the fellas this time. I don't have to be the host and try to defend myself against Glass and be the host at the same time. We got Vernie B in the house. Fellas, give a round of applause for the lovely Vernie B. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, fellas, thank you. Let's get the show on the road. Okay, so let's do a little recap of what happened last week, the games that were up. So let's first talk about that. Let's get into that Panthers 49ers game. You know that's close to Big Q's heart. I want to hear what your thoughts were on that.
Wow. See, okay, look. Look. First thing I want to do, I want to get on the mic and I want to look at both of these dudes. I want you to understand. Did you see their videos last week? You saw Glasses and you saw Louie's, right? Louie was like, "Oh, the bus stops right here at Bank of America Stadium. This, that, and the third. Class is all like, I don't know what Big Q think, but them boys ain't gonna be able to put that. Look, I'm gonna say this. It was a really good game, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it as a Panthers fan. My boys just wasn't ready, man. The stage was too big. There was really only like 2 people who have been in a situation like that before. I ain't using it as an excuse. I'm just saying it kind of got to him. You know what I mean? It kind of got to him. Louie, what you think?
I mean, you said it already. This is my thinking going into the game. I talked about it on my show, and I felt strongly about it. Look, I've been riding on this Panthers bus all season long. You know I have, and I've been telling you. You know, I talked about it when you went against the Patriots on Monday night, and that was a big game. I talked about you when you went out to San Francisco. I told you, you weren't beating the Saints in New Orleans. You were going to beat them if they came to your place, and it all happened. But I said, it's been a great ride. And I hate to be that guy that's still on the bus. It's time to get off the bus. Yeah. And I think the bus stop was there in the divisional round. And this is the way I look at the game. A lot of your players were young. They haven't been on this stage before. The 49ers been there, done that. They know what it's going to take to win this game, okay? They've been here before. They know what they have to do. And it was funny because your players, they didn't want to be pumped. So their mentality going into this game was, let's beat the 49ers, not win the game. They were looking to beat the San Francisco 49ers, but they weren't looking to win the game.
I agree.
They were trying to show them that, hey, we're tough. And your coach said, look, I don't want anybody to come into my house and bully me. And you can see the players were trying to make sure that the 49ers weren't coming in there disrespecting them, but at the same time, you got to keep your cool. You got to make sure you're coloring inside the lines. Yeah. You guys were coloring outside the lines too much in this game, and it caught up with you. But look, it all comes down to things that you guys had done well all season long. You hadn't been a team that couldn't get in the end zone from the 1 yard line.
Yes, absolutely.
You score that touchdown to go up 14-3, and you got them right where you want them.
Oh, yeah.
You don't score that touchdown, and you allow them to get that momentum, and the whole game changed.
It was a good game though. Glass, we are going to pass on you for the commentary on that. I think Big Q had enough abuse, so we're going to just go on to your.
I do.
Are you a glutton for punishment?
Wait.
Mr. Glass, you have the floor.
I appreciate that. First of all, I just want to make it clear. I do not hate the Carolina Panthers.
Really?
You make it look.
Really?
You make it look like I hate the Carolina Panthers.
Really? I saw some. It's a season's worth of video proof on the GetWittedSports YouTube channel. I'm just saying.
Now, just because I don't pick them to win, don't mean I hate them. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give congrats to your team. You know what I'm saying? They won 8 in a row. Ron Rivera up for Coach of the Year. Yeah. So, I mean, y'all had a great season. Piggyback on Louie Tee, the bus ride got to stop somewhere. Yeah. And I knew it was going to stop just last week. San Francisco 49ers, just like you said, they've been there, they've done that. They just won in Green Bay in sub-zero weather. They come to Carolina. They come to Carolina. Y'all was hyped. Y'all was ready to go. The problem I had with Carolina, they was bringing the pain outside the whistle. You're supposed to bring that in between the whistles. Right. You had all these penalty calls and all that. The 4th and 1, I would have went for it. I thought that was a good call. It just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock Ron Rivera for that. Y'all had the momentum on your side. If y'all would have got that, things probably could have changed. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, y'all had a great season. Y'all was doing things that I think y'all was going to do. Now the question is, can y'all keep that going for next season?
That's the big question right there, Glass.
That's
the question that I want to know.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't make it look like a flash in the pan.
Right. Now, before we move on,
I can attest to that.
Before we move on, I will say this, Glass, and you know how I feel about certain situations. If I didn't like Colin Kaepernick and Jim Harbaugh coming into this game, you know I can't stand them that much more now. You know what I'm saying? That little stunt that Colin Kaepernick pulled. Look, I got a whole offseason to talk about it. I'm going to hate him so much. You know, it's cool.
Oh,
It's
so you want a fan of him buttoning up Superman? Huh?
I'm not a fan of him, period. I'm not a fan of him, period. Well, we're going to go back to Vernie, and he's going to keep the show
Okay. Yeah, don't be a sore loser like that. Okay, so let's go to that Seattle Saints game. Seattle got the win, but tell me what your concerns are about Russell Wilson going forward. What did y'all see that's really not happening anymore?
Who you want to take that one first?
I'm going to give that to you, Louie.
Okay. Watching that game, to me, they got cute in some situations. And look, Darrell Bevel, I think, is a really good offensive mind, but they got cute in that game. You know, when you're up late and you need to be running out the clock, why are you throwing the football? You know, I looked at this team 2 months ago, and they were dominant. And they were scoring offensively, and defensively they were putting teams away. Now it just seems like offensively they can't get into a rhythm. And I don't know if it's because they're not getting Russell Wilson comfortable in the pocket. They don't have a lot of targets. They don't have anybody that scares you out wide. They got some guys that can ball, but none of these guys, you go into the game saying, hey, we have to stop this guy or he's going to kill us. And that's why they've been rushing Percy back, trying to get him on the field, because he's a difference maker. They don't have any difference makers. And they're starting to catch up to him, but I feel like they need to go back to what works. They need to get back to the basics. Run the football with beast mode, play action fake off of the run game, and allow Russell Wilson to control this game with some bootlegs, get him out of the pocket. I think they're trying to drop him back, and they're putting him in a box. And teams are saying, look, we keep him in the pocket, and we don't allow him to escape and try to create plays outside of the pocket. They don't have enough stuff to beat us with Doug Baldwin. And, Golden Tate. They got a lot of good receivers, none of them great. If you can come in and you can slow down the running game and you can put a little bit of pressure on Russell Wilson, and what the Saints did was they said, hey, we're dropping back 7, we're dropping back 8. We're not even coming after you. We're going to make some of these guys beat us. And they really didn't do anything in that game, if not for the sluggish start. And the Saints, their problem was they went 20 to 30, got to the 30-yard line, and the offense just stopped them.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting because San Francisco poses a different threat in this upcoming game.
All right. So Glass, what were your thoughts on that game?
Just to piggyback off of Louie Tee, the problem with Seattle is not the defense, it's on the offensive side. And just like he said, their wide receiver core is not top notch. There's nobody, like he said, there's nobody out there to scare him. Percy Harvin, he would have been the X factor, but I think he out. Is he still out with a concussion?
As of right now, we
still out with concussion.
Yeah,
right. So Russell Wilson really don't have too many options, sure shot options in the wide receiver core. You just need to keep it a ground game. Let Skittle Monster do what he got to do, and every now and then just nickel and dime. every now and then just nickel and dime. Because Russell Wilson, he has, I think, 3 bad games. The last 3 games wasn't too good. So, they got through the Saints, but San Francisco 49ers is a whole different monster. They basically married each other, so it's going to be hard for them to air it out like they should. So.
Okay, I like that. So let's move on to that New England game. Well, I think it's all been said. Let me get your thoughts on this. Who would have thought that Tom Brady would not scored a throwing touchdown in that game? What do you think about this newfound running game from New England Patriots? Big Q?
I think the reason why you're asking me that question is because I was watching this game and I was going nuts, right? I was going nuts because I had never seen this before in my life. We're talking about the New England Patriots, right? We're talking about a team that is basically Tom Brady and whatever no-name scrubs they can dig up to play, right? Those are the New England Patriots. But man, watching LeGarrette Blount and Ridley do what they did, and it was crazy. It was crazy to watch. Now I said some stuff on Twitter about Tom Brady because I don't like Tom Brady, and everybody know that. But he played an unselfish game. Him handing that ball off that many times, watching him do score like that, I gotta give props.
Hey,
and
you
respect.
man, you ain't care nothing about that. You were crying. You were fussing at Tom about holding the extra point.
I was. It looked a little suspect to me. Okay, now I didn't realize this until later in the game. that the punter, the kicker, got hurt. See, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. And so, while Tom is being a good teammate, I was blasting him, right? I was.
Right, you smashed him.
And thank you, Louie, for bringing it out to the world for the world to know. People who don't follow me on Twitter didn't even know I said that. But no, I thought it was fantastic. Now, don't get it twisted. I can't stand on New England Patriots at all. Nothing about them. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like the way they walk out of the tunnel. I don't like nothing about them, right? But that performance was just, it was a class. I got to give them the props on that. So that's my take on it.
Well, Louie, I want to ask you what you think of that plug-and-play offense over there in New England. It's none of the receivers get due.
It's a newfound thing for the Patriots, but this was brought out of necessity. It's a lot of funk in New England right now. A lot of funkiness going on, especially out of the skill positions. With Dobson being injured, Kimbrell Tompkins banged up, no Gronk. I already said it. I said this 2 months ago. This offense is average without Gronk.
Yeah.
No Rob Gronkowski needs. This is an average offense. And so Tom Brady needs this running game for them to stay afloat. If you ask Tom to drop back and sling it 45 times with the stuff that he has out there, good luck. And the problem I had with Indy going into that game was the game plan should have been simple. And I don't say this often because you don't want Tom Brady having to throw the football because he can get surgical with that football. But the game plan was simple. Stop the run. Make Tom Brady beat you with the stuff that he has. Make Danny Amendola beat you. Make Julian Edelman beat you. Make Shane Vereen beat you out of the backfield. Make all of those skill guys prove it to me. Look, they allowed the Colts allowed this Patriots offense to run the football down their throats.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
Yes, it was.
Flat out.
Yes, it was.
So, Glass, I want to ask you, what do you think about that mystery illness Tom Brady had not reporting to training camp? To practice the other day. You think that was a decoy for your boy?
Hey, we talking about one of the best coaches in the field, Bill Belichick, and we talking about one of the best quarterbacks in Tom Brady. Bill Belichick, you don't know what he gonna pull out his bag of tricks. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? What's the backup name? Mallet?
Yeah, Ryan Mallet.
You know what I'm saying? This organization got everything straight to the books.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Was it last season that Belichick had Tom Brady on the injured report every week for the whole entire season?
If Belichick could put all 53 guys as questionable,
right.
he would.
That is funny.
But the funny thing about it, it works. Who would have thought they were 12-4 this season with all the injuries and the guy in jail and everything, felon even charges everything? Yeah. Who would have thought they would have won 12-4?
And playing for the AFC Championship.
Right.
It's crazy, man. It always helps when you play in the AFC East.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So, Glass, I'm gonna throw something back at you again.
Okay.
What'd you think of that Denver game against San Diego?
You know I'm loving the ending, but I believe. Why you laughing, Big? Anyway, near the end, I think they let San Diego in when they didn't have to let them come back like they was doing. They let Rivers let him have too much time in the pocket, and I understand Von Miller's not up in there anymore, and Chris Harris towards ACL and all that, but it's just common sense. Don't give Rivers time up in the pocket, and they gave him too much time. We kind of controlled the run game. Matthews didn't hurt us too bad in the second half, but we just gave Rivers too much time. But of course, I like the ending. We're moving on.
Okay, so Louie, what problem did you see with that Denver defense on Sunday?
I was so disappointed in Denver because I'm looking for the Denver team that was smashing teams during the season, putting up 45, and putting up 37 on teams. And they had an opportunity to do that in that game. I mean, they were up 14-0, and then Juice puts the ball on the ground. Eric Decker trips over. How many times does Eric Decker get tackled by the turf monster? Okay? I'm tired of him tripping over his own feet, man. Pick your feet up, man. Pick your feet up. And then in the end zone, he lets the ball bounce off of his shoulder pad, gets picked off right before the half. I mean, Denver should have blown these guys out. And for them to have a 17-0 lead going into the fourth quarter, San Diego had to feel. You never seen a team feel better about being down 17 than the Chargers had to feel going into the fourth quarter, because they hadn't done anything in that game. Absolutely. And looking at this Denver defense, and to speak to the question that you asked, Queen B, I look at this defense and I'm scared because I don't like seeing Quentin Jammer on the field. Okay, they took advantage of Quentin Jammer at the end of that ball game. There's a reason why San Diego let him hit the streets. There's a reason why Denver didn't want to put him on the field. Absolutely. Because Quentin Jammer is washed up. And Keenan Allen ran circles around that man last Sunday. And I'm afraid, now the good thing about it is the Patriots don't have anybody that can scare you out wide. However, if I'm the Broncos, I'm making sure that I'm keeping an eye over there. Whoever's over there with Quentin Jammer, he's not getting one-on-one coverage.
But Louie Tee, hold up. Who else we had left? I'm not gonna put Champ Bailey out there.
You don't have a lot.
I love me some Champ Bailey, but come on now. Hey, he getting walked on every time he get out on the field, man.
Hey, Quentin Jammer ain't doing much better. This is my thing. Whoever you have out wide, because really you pick your poison now. I mean, you got DRC on one side, you feel good about him. I say you just make sure you got help. You got eyes on that other side of the field, because again, the Patriots don't have anybody that's probably gonna beat you deep. However, you just need to make sure you keep tabs, because as you saw last week, he was flat-footed and guys were running circles around him. But I was impressed with the defense from the standpoint of controlling the line of scrimmage. I didn't think you would be able to come out and stop them from running the football the way you did. Terrence Knight and Pop Roast stepped up in the middle of that defense. Guys were running to the football. You used your team speed on defense and stopped the run. And I think that's something that you have to do. In my video, I was talking about this week. You have to win the line of scrimmage defensively up front against the Patriots. Make Tom Brady beat you. The Colts couldn't do it. The Bills couldn't do it in Week 17. You have to make Brady beat you with his surrounding cast.
Hey,
and
I know somebody who did it. I know a team that did it, and they did it well. And I don't want to hear no crap about no shady officiate at the end of the game. Carolina Panthers put that foot all the way up in the Patriots, and that's all I got to say about that. Vernie, what we doing?
Listen, Peyton's not worried about Tom Brady. He's just going to call his little brother Eli and get the scoop.
Is that what it is?
Okay, fellas. So, of course, the football season is winding down. We only have 2 games to talk about this coming weekend. But before we get into that, I want to ask you guys, which coach or which job opening do you think is the best spot? Is the best one out of all those openings that were out there? You go first, Q.
You know what? I'm a big supporter of Lovie Smith, and I think the Lovie Smith Tampa Bay marriage, I think that's going to show us some really good. It's just sad that it's in the NFC South, and
I was about to say that's trouble.
I know. Look, I am a Panthers fan, no doubt, but I'm saying I'm an NFL fan too, and everybody knows this. Like, I mean, I kind of don't like the fact that it's an NFC South rival, but it's going to make the NFC South stronger, and it's going to be better because it's only a 2-team race in the NFC South this season, and so it'll be good to see. Atlanta will be back to Atlanta here next season, and now to see the Tampa finally get a coach that knows what he's doing, I think that works. And I like that one a lot, and I also like the Jim Caldwell Detroit. Because Detroit was a team that was on the brink. That team got the talent, but they're not disciplined. And I think Jim Caldwell will come in there, lay down the law, get those dudes in order. So those are the 2 that I know you won't want me to pick one, but I'm kind of split between those 2. All right? Okay, cool.
All right, Glass, I'm going to throw that over to you, too.
I'm gonna have to pick back on Big Q. I love the Lovie Smith Tampa Bay Buccaneer hire. As y'all know, Lovie Smith used to coach here in Chicago. Love what he did with the defense. He just had problems with the offense. Now, hopefully, he'll get I don't know who the offensive coordinator is.
Don't bring it up around Q. Don't bring up Chicago and Lovie.
He had Jay Cutler as quarterback. I'm just saying.
Oh, wait. Anyway, forget all that. I like what Lovie Smith got. Hopefully, he got a nice offensive coordinator to get somebody that actually can control the offense. He just just work with the defense, and they'll be all right. Actually, all that I don't know about who the quarterback is. I can't remember the quarterback name right now.
What team?
Glennon. I'm not sure if that's the quarterback that you want, but you got to work with what you got. So I think that was out of all the coaching openings, I think that was the best one. That was the best fit.
Look. I gotta ask him if he brought it up. I gotta ask him. You wasn't impressed with Glennon at all? Like Glennon, like that little skinny little kid walking out there with that cannon for an arm. You wasn't impressed with Glennon. You don't think Glennon? He should actually look at Glennon before blowing draft picks. He's an average quarterback. Wow. Okay. All right, Vernie. I'm sorry, Vernie. Go ahead.
Don't let that happen again. Louie, I left you for last because you had a spot open there in Washington. I want to know how you feel specifically about Jay Gruden coming in the house.
I mean, I love the hire itself. I feel like he's going to bring a sense of discipline. I think he's going to, because people think that Mike Shanahan is this structured taskmaster that is very detail oriented. He's anything but that. You saw it with a lot of the penalties that we had, a lot of the mistakes that we made as a football team. He wasn't as disciplined as many people would like to think. So I think Jay Gruden is going to bring a little bit of structure here with him. For the first time in a long time in Washington, there's actual hierarchy going on where there's a general manager and there's a coach and there's assistants, and everybody's on the same page. There's not little cliques and factions inside of the coaching staffs where guys, Mike Shanahan and his son, believe in this way of doing things, and you got the defensive coordinator and the running backs coach and the D-backs coach over here, Raheem Morris, saying we should do it this way. We don't have any more of that. Everybody's on the same page, and with the coordinators and the head coaches. So the only thing that I have to see now is, because he already said, I'm the play caller. So I want to see how he's going to call plays, because he was a guy that sometimes got in trouble in Cincinnati for the same reason that we didn't like Kyle Shanahan in Washington, going away from the run unnecessarily. I mean, there was a time where I saw 1st and goal from the 1 yard line, Andy Dalton throwing a back shoulder fade to AJ Green against the Ravens, and it got picked off.
Hey, Louie.
Why?
Louie, you don't. If you Jay Gruden, right, and you got Andy Dalton and you got AJ Green, right?
Yeah.
You know, and think about the running backs that they had in Cincinnati. I mean, like, I would have abandoned that crappy run too. I mean, except for Giovanni Bernard. Like I've been talking about him.
At the 1 yard line, Lawford can get in the end zone.
Yeah, he could. You know, I'm just saying.
Get in it. And so it was just times like that. Okay, it's an inclement weather game, playoffs. You rushed for almost 200 yards a month ago against this San Diego Chargers team. You need to run the football. Andy Dalton isn't a guy that you want to rely on to sling it 45 times, and it's wet outside, it's raining. Run the football. Instead, you chuck it 2 times as many times as you run it, and your end result is a couple of bad throws, a fumble by Giovanni Bernard, and you lose the game. You get blown out 27-10. I mean, it's things like that I just I'm taking a wait and see approach from that perspective. But I love the hire. I think he's going to fit in nicely in Washington.
So I have a follow-up question for you. I heard you say that you felt everybody was on the same page. Does that include your quarterback?
Yeah, it includes the quarterback. That guy, that's my dude. But he's got to stop talking so much. And I've been trying to tell him. I've been sending him a series of tweets trying to get him to just relax, man. And, you know, he's sometimes I think we forget, he's only 23 years old.
Right.
and he's a young guy. He's still got some maturing to do. I think because of how mature he was when he assumed the role as starting quarterback in Washington, that we ignored all of the other things because he was so mature for his age, and he took the city by storm, and he took the NFL by storm, and so we ignored a lot of these things. But all of this stuff was here last season. Yep. We just ignored it because he was playing well, but now it's come to the forefront, and he's on the same page. He's ready to work, and the thing I love about Jay Gruden is he's going to get the most out of Robert, and I think the respect there is going to be mutual between quarterback and coach. He's going to work very closely with him. And like he said, if Robert doesn't like a play, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to run things that he's comfortable with. I think that's music to Robert's ears right now. And I think that whole Mike Shanahan relationship was fractured the day he got injured against Seattle. That whole relationship was down the drains, and it was irreparable. The damage there can be fixed. So I think it's a fresh start. Everybody needed that. He's on the same page. Everybody's good right now. I just want to see how everything's going to unfold. We need a big-time receiver. I love Pierre Garçon, but we need a 6'4", 6'5". We need one of those Alshon Jeffrey guys, one of those Brandon Marshall guys that you just throw the football up to and then go and make a play. We could get him one more target like that to go along with Jordan Reed, Pierre Garçon. I think we'll be fine. He's on board. If what you're asking me is if he's on the same page with everybody else, he's on board. We're all ready to go.
Okay, I like that answer. All right, so before we pick our games for Sunday, we're going to go into a social media break, and we'll be right back.
What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of TeamBoydTV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at TeamBoydTV on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at Vernie B 73. You can also check out our YouTube page at TeamBoydTV Turbo with live events, videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at TeamBoydTV. Thank you once again for watching TeamBoydTV.
You hear me at all?
No.
Yeah, you looking at me
okay, so we're back.
Let's
get into these games on Sunday. We only have two. Let's take the young quarterback crew. I'm going to throw it to Louie Tee. You first. Your pick for the San Francisco Seattle Seahawks.
Wow, you're going to start me off like that, Queen B. You're going to do me like that. You couldn't toss me a softball against the Broncos. You're going to come at me with the hard stuff right off the bat. Okay. So this is the way I see this game unfolding. All right, look. Seattle has been dominant at home all season long. I feel like it's going to be tough to go in there and get a win. However, I feel like San Francisco is playing the hottest football of anybody in the National Football League right now. They're running the football, and I think something that was really crippling them early in the season was they were going away from the run. Whether the other team was stopping them or they were stopping themselves. When they got blown out by Indy at home, they stopped running the ball with Frank Gore. They actually were running it with success. They got blown out by Seattle in week 2 early in the season at Seattle. They stopped running the ball with Frank Gore. Everything fell apart. They turned it over. This is a different team. They got all their stuff back. They got Vernon Davis. They got Crabtree. They got Patton. They got Bolden. They got all the weapons that are necessary for them to go out and win. So I look at it like this. You break this thing down position by position, what team is better? And I think the 49ers hold the edge in most categories. When you look at it, offensive line, running backs, receivers, all the skill positions, I think the 49ers win, with the exception, of course, of the secondary and maybe the defensive line. I think the defensive line of the 49ers is better. Well, so you asked me, this is going to be a close game, nip and tuck, but at the end of the day, it's family business. It's NFC West family business. What happens in the family stays in the family.
I like that.
Going to be 20.
Okay, so give me a score. Give me a score. How close?
23-20 San Francisco. First team to 20 wins.
Okay.
San Francisco 49ers.
All right, Glad.
All right. As we just like he said, it is hard to win in CenturyLink. They went like 2 seasons almost undefeated. Place is real loud. You got the 12th man. You got earthquakes going on when Marshawn Lynch do his thing. But San Francisco just showed y'all that they battle tested. Like I said, they went through Green Bay, they went through Carolina.
Hey.
This is just another step up on what they need to accomplish. They've been there last year, so they know how it feels. They know what to do. They marry each other. Pete Carroll don't like Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh don't like Pete Carroll. It's gonna be smash mouth.
Yes.
It's gonna be ugly. People gonna get hurt. People gonna need Tylenol afterwards. At the end of the game, I believe San Francisco got more to use than Seattle. Like I said, Seattle offense, I'm kind of shaky on that. San Francisco, they got a brotherly love gift when they picked up Bolden.
Yes.
Bolden got sure hands. He's
What would they
physical.
be without him?
If they put if Bolden matches up with Sherman, that's gonna be an ugly contest during that whole game. But like I said, they got the air support. Crabtree balling his butt off. Gore, he gonna run the ball. They got more options to go to. It's gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna have to go with the San Francisco 49ers.
And give me a score.
I'll say 17-23.
Cute.
What you got, Queen B? What you think's gonna happen? Let me hold that to you.
Well, I guess I'll take the floor. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a 49ers win.
Okay.
But I don't think the score is going to be that high. I think it's going to be a really tough game. I'm going to say something like 13-7.
Wow.
49ers.
Whoa, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
She went Seattle, Carolina on us.
I'm gonna give you my assessment of this. Wilson, talking about Russell Wilson and talking about Colin Kaepernick. I think this is going to be a battle between Frank Gore and beast mode Marshawn Lynch.
Absolutely.
I think both of them are outstanding running backs. Like if I had to choose between them, if I was starting my own team, I would have to flip a coin. They're both that good. But I gotta say, after playing against the 49ers twice, and seeing it up close and personal, and then watching what he did in the playoffs last year, I like Frank Gore. I like them putting this game and this team on his back. I don't think Colin Kaepernick is going to be a factor in this game. I think he'll make the plays when the plays need to be made. But the thing I'm keeping my eye on, and Glass, we talked about this in the offseason. This is a shot directly at brother John. John want to give up Anquan Bolden for next to nothing. Anquan Bolden, beat this team in the Super Bowl last year. I said it. I see Anquan Bolden going back to the Super Bowl again, or playing for the other team and winning 2 Super Bowls back to back. But first, they got to get by Seattle, and I think, like you said, Vern, I think the score will be really low. I think it'll be 17-12 or something like that. I think it's going to be real low. 1 touchdown apiece and some field goals. That's what I see. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that happening.
All right. I like that. So we're going to talk about the $8 Walmart pants that Jim Harbaugh purchases. Those pleats.
Hey, the cleats, that's the package.
His wife told the show to fold them out on it.
The cleats come together. That's the package.
Okay, Glass. Here we go. What you got? Denver Patriots.
Come on, really? Anyway, but I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not 100% confident that my team will win this game, just because I hate them with a passion. I hate Patriots. I hate the Patriot way. I hate everything Patriot. But I got to give respect where respect is due. This is gonna be a chess match, and I think I told Brandon that. I'm not sure about John Fox. You got John Fox going up against Bill Belichick. I don't like that matchup. Bill Belichick plays chess while John playing checkers.
Whoa.
That's how I feel about it.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Wait a
minute. We done did this before. John Fox went up there and played in the biggest game ever against Bill Belichick. Okay, yeah, it came a little bit short. But look, I asked you this last. You think that Bill Belichick is going to go face to face, one-on-one with John Fox again? Really? No.
Come on, man, really? We just got through talking about how they just changed the face of the New England Patriots from an air game to a run game in last three games. You think he's worried about that?
It's John Fox football. He know how to stop that. He created that. That's his monster.
I ain't even worried. You know what? Just let Peyton Manning be the offensive coordinator on the field, and I'll be fine. Everybody come to play, do what they're supposed to do, but I am not 100% sure that. Well, I was 100% sure last year, but what did Baltimore do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got my, you know what I'm saying? I got one eye on New England, but who gonna win this game is whoever got the ball last at the end of the game. It's gonna be a close scoring game. I'm even gonna say it's gonna be 21-17, but I'm gonna go with my Broncos because they're playing at home. We're gonna try it again this year.
Ye of little faith.
Hey, Vernie B, I'm just keeping it real. I learned from last year. I'm still licking my wounds from last year.
Let me tell you this. I'll give my pick before I get to the rest of you guys.
Okay.
Denver is going to walk the dog on the New England Patriots. They're
Give
going
it
to
to
walk
him.
that dog on them.
Give it to him.
Peyton Manning is ready. There's been so much junk talked about this man all season. You know, I just adore him personally as a player. I think he's classy. He's talented. This is his year. This is it.
Okay.
He's 37? If he don't do it this year, he's never going to have a good opportunity. They come into his house. He going to let him know. And he got his book over. He's going to be like, look at my show pony. Look what I got for you. It's Denver all the way. All the way.
I like that.
Louie, what you got for me?
Hey, I'm with you. Hey, look, I got enough confidence for glassing myself together, okay? This one is an easy one. You can put it on the bus. Yeah. This one is easy as a no doubt. Denver is definitely taking care of business against this Patriots team. This one is 31-23, and the score doesn't really indicate how much the Broncos dominated in this game. Denver is going to win this game. I feel much like Queen B does. I feel like this is Peyton's year, and I think a lot of people give him flack for his playoff record. And I want people to understand this is the best quarterback you will see in your life, okay? In my lifetime. And so I want people to understand it doesn't get any better than Peyton Manning. And for him to solidify his legacy as the greatest of all time, he needs one more Super Bowl, and he's about to get it. And the Patriots, they're in the way. They got to move. 31-23, Denver, going on to the Super Bowl. See you in New York, Peyton.
I like that. Now, Big Q, I'm going to let you go, but don't make me mute your mic.
Okay.
Yes, wait.
Listen, check it out, right? Now, let's not get it confused. I am not
You're stuttering, Big Q.
I am not.
Stuttering.
Look, I am not a Tom Brady nut hugger by no stretch of the imagination. That's not who I am, right? I don't even want my name even misconstrued anywhere with this New England Patriots organization, right? I don't even like saying the word New England Patriots. I don't even like saying that. But let me say something, Louie. You brought up that Peyton Manning was the best quarterback that we ever gonna see in our lifetime. Let me remind you who Tom Brady is, okay? This man has played in 5 Super Bowls, won 3, okay? Broke every record known to man before Peyton Manning broke him again. But anyway, he done it, right? That's beside the point. You know what I mean? This dude that made stars out of absolute nobodies, right? Him and his coach, his master, whoever that guy is, they have done things that no other player in the history of the NFL has been able to do. Now, with that being said, right? I think, like you said, Louie, I'm gonna agree with you on this point. This game gonna come down to whoever has the ball last, right? And Glass, I know you're gonna hate me for this, but I said this. We already talked about this. I feel like this: you put Peyton Manning on the stage that big, put him in a big game situation, he will do what he always does, and he will just not get it done, and he will falter. I'm telling you, this game is gonna be a super high-scoring game. It's gonna be something like we saw with the Kansas City Chiefs game. It's going to be.
They don't want that.
89,
Q.
90 points. I'm telling you. You know what I'm telling you. And this is from a guy who
The
went
Patriots
0-4
don't want
last
that,
week.
Q.
What's that?
They don't want that, Q.
I know.
Teams that tried, they all failed to win shootouts against the Broncos.
I know.
That's the Cowboys,
I know.
man.
I know. You ain't got to tell me.
They don't want that.
You ain't got to tell me this. I seen it. I was witness to it. This one, I think. Look, I want the Broncos to win, right? I want the Broncos to win because honestly, it's either going to be the Broncos or the Patriots, and I just don't want the Patriots to win, right?
I don't like where this is going, Q.
I really wanted the Chiefs to be in this spot, but that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, I think this is going to be 89 points or more, right? 45 to 44, some crazy crap like that. This time, I think Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos get it done.
Okay.
Barely. But I'm telling you, this one ain't going to be no easy one. This ain't going to be no blowout, Vernie. This ain't going to be no walk in the park, Louie. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me just say this much. You know, we talk about you comparing Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Tom Brady has not won a Super Bowl since they got caught cheating. Okay? So his legacy is tarnished. Peyton Manning's legacy is not tarnished.
Let them know, Vernie B.
His legacy is it's pristine condition.
I guarantee
and he
you.
has the records to prove it.
I guarantee we're going to get somebody New York Giants here in a second. I guarantee it's coming.
Well, since you said it, I mean, if his little brother could beat them twice, dog, for sure he better give his big brother some tricks to the trade. Go on there and get that.
That was a perfect segue. Right there.
I think that's it. Anybody else want to add anything in here?
That was crazy.
Hey, Glass, where's your official Patriots hater card at, man?
Oh, you don't want me pulling that out. No. You notice that? Nah. We probably got some young adults watching this show. I don't want to pull that out.
Wow.
Hey, but I do have it in my back pocket.
I know you do.
Well, fellas, thanks so much for making my first time as host easy peasy. And also, I want to thank y'all all for tuning in tonight. So just go around again and let them know who my analysts were for the evening. Glass, I'm going to throw it at you first.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on this show. I really appreciate it. You can catch me on our YouTube channel, GetWittedSports 2. You can follow me on Twitter at GetWittedSports. Follow my blog page at GetWittedSports.wordpress.com. Follow me on Facebook /GetWittedSports. And on this show.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me on, y'all.
I echo those sentiments. I am Louie Tee, host of In the Lab Room, host of the channel, the Louie Tee Network. You can find me on YouTube.com /In the Lab Room. You can find me on Twitter @In the Lab Room. You can find me on Facebook, In the Lab Room. I'm around. This is what I do. I really appreciate you guys, Queen B, Big Q, having me on the show. It's been a long time in the making. I've been waiting. I've been patiently waiting. I finally got my shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I really appreciate you guys.
So check it out. Glass, of course, you my boy. You know what I'm saying? We drug this whole entire season out together, man. Actually, you actually still here, and JB, I don't know where he at. But shouts to JB and all that good stuff. Louie, man, look, you have no idea how good it feels to finally get you on the show. I know we talked about it all season long, and I know we had to wait to the end. But look, you a hard working dude. You pumping out videos left and right. I don't know, you cooking them up in the basement. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it right. So I can't really. I don't want Team Boy TV Live to kind of interrupt that. You know what I'm saying? You know,
come on, man. It's all love, man. Hey. Like I said, you the gold standard, man. I'm trying to catch up to you, man.
We
you
appreciate
do it the right way, and I'm trying to get on your level. So you the gold standard. You setting the bar high. I'm just trying to get somewhere around in your ballpark, man.
Hey, look, we definitely appreciate it. Hey, listen, you never know. Depending on how things go next week, we might get together again. We might be able to. Hopefully, I can get the whole entire team together. I wanted the voice to be here. I wanted JB to be here. We'll reach out to him again next week to see what's popping. But hey, listen, if we do it next week, fellas, you know, a Super Bowl show. And you know, if y'all don't know how Team Boy TV do it on Super Bowl, Vernie, let them know.
Suit and ties. Gotta have them ties and the button-ups. I need to see them.
Hey, that's what I've been on playoffs.
Super Bowl show is dressed up.
That's what I've been on playoffs anyway.
We gotta be suited and booted. I'm with that.
Suited and booted.
Okay, cool.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this evening. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next week.